to him, listen, you are not doing that well, but you can rule over it. But Cain chose otherwise. And in verse 8 he said, and Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass. Excuse me. And it came to pass. Oh my goodness. When they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. What happened in the garden? What God told the woman? What hast thou done? And the woman, what hast thou done? And the woman said, what? Who? The serpent beguiled me. Over here God is asking Cain, what hast thou done? And God told him, sin lying at the door, but you can rule over it. And what is he chose to do? He killed his brother. Who won? He did. And who's going to rule over him now? Sin is. And this is the first murder, the first killing that we have in the Bible. I know people might mention in chapter 3 about the skin of the clothes of skin that the Lord put over, or clothes that God put over Adam and Eve. That was the first sacrifice, but I ain't to that one. But to this one is the first human being killed by another one. If he was human, of course. Cain slew Abel. Now, that blood of Abel is called the blood of the righteous. That blood of Abel is the first one that cried to God. And you see over here what it says. And he said, what hast thou done? It's in verse 10. What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cries unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Now, also there's something else there. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be on the earth. And we already thought about vagabond. But in quantum theology, here's what it tried to explain. The consciousness of Abel, the consciousness of woman, what was operating in her consciousness? What was operating on her consciousness? But those two actions will lead to what we celebrate today, resurrection. Today we celebrate what? Resurrection. Because of those two. Two events that brought a big change into the world. In Genesis 12:18, look what's happening over here now. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, what is this that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? So over here is a small incident when Pharaoh happened to read Abraham thinking. Why? Because at some point over here, Pharaoh probably was thinking of taking Abraham's wife, and Abraham decided to say she was his sister. So Abraham over here reasoned in his head in how to protect his life, because if they knew that she was his wife, they might decide to kill him so they can get his wife. Because they say that she was very pretty woman. So Pharaoh find out that it wasn't so. So where did Abraham deal that in his head? Was that in his head? But in his mind, his thought, isn't it? So God is trying to show us how we should operate from the beginning. Man gave up their life by their desires. Cain killed his brother by his desires. And Abraham, to protect himself from the rest, decided to lie about it. And the same statement happened again. What is this that thou hast done unto me? Why did thou not tell me that she was thy wife? Why sayest thou, she is my sister? So I might have taken her to me to wife. Now therefore, behold thy wife, take her and go that way. Resurrection we're talking about today. And above all, quantum theology. It has to deal with your brain. Genesis 29:25. I'm going to bypass that. I'm going to use John 18:35. A few days ago, we were celebrating. They call it Good Friday. And I always question, why can they call it Good Friday? That was the day that they killed the Lord Jesus Christ. And we call it Good Friday. Why do we call it Good Friday? We want to find out forgiveness in the things of God. So in this case, it had to do with Pilate. Chapter 18, verse 35. Pilate answered, am I a Jew? Asking Jesus, am I a Jew? Thy own nation and the chief priest have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? Asking the same question. Jesus answered, my kingdom is not of this what? World. Can you read that again? My kingdom is not of this world. Hello? My kingdom is not of this world. Are you here now, there, people? Pilate, the man that had the power of Rome in Jerusalem. Well, let's back up a little bit so we can read a little bit with in context.